Radiating from the Lone Star State and stretching from coast to coast and border to border, this is OnRadio, the weekly download from your family of companies: CMS Wireless, Enertech, ET Tower, Legacy, and Mountain Wireless. Welcome to OnRadio.
Good morning. This is Jim Tracy back with you for another week of OnRadio, and thanks everybody for joining us. As most of you are aware, we had a pretty impactful week last week at NATE, the National Association of Tower Erectors. They have a convention called NATE Unite 2022. And that's a trade show where our industry gets together for everything related to safety. Now, at this show, we did a few things. We obviously launched this podcast, and then we rolled out our new Ontivity information, and we put refreshed entity logos for all 5 of our family of companies on display. We played our movie for a crowd of about 1,216 tower folks. And then our booth, it flipped from old logos to new logos and from red to blue overnight halfway through the show. We refreshed 6 of our websites, all 6 of them, and then we refreshed and launched 30 social media accounts for all of our family of companies. After that, we rolled out breakfast and t-shirts at 20 locations in 4 time zones. And then we hope that you were able to see the little movie that we did. The feedback from all this was incredible, and we have definitely worked hard to make you really proud, not just the family of companies. One of the places where we received the most attention is a little movie called, quote, In Our Own Words, unquote. Joining me today are the people who wrote, edited, produced, and directed this crazy adventure. Please help me welcome Scott, Mac Daddy G. McGugan, and Ethan, quote, the Hankster Borman, and Monica Movink, the Crusher. Hey, everybody. How we doing this morning?
Hey there.
Great. Doing all right.
Awesome. Well, media team, we did a 5-minute video movie, and it got super high marks from everybody out in the public, from our own people, from outside our industry, from inside our industry. We showed it to a group of people and actually got a round of applause for what basically was our commercial, or as the MC called it, previews of coming attractions. So give me some of your first impressions as we walk away from this, what I think is a very cool project. Mo, Crusher, you go first.
Thanks, Jim. You know, I think it was really cool to sit in a room of 1,216 of our peers and watch a movie that was truly the testament to our employees and our culture and our companies working together, all in our own words. And after that 5-minute video, to listen to the applause of the room and the respect and the recognition, I think was just an incredible thing. So super, super cool.
Hey, Mac Daddy, you were there with us too. What were your impressions of this thing?
I was just so proud of all our guys and all the stuff that they do every day. It's just great to have something cool to take pictures of.
You know, one thing that was interesting to me is 4 of us had watched this movie hundreds and hundreds of times. We really didn't have any idea what was going to come up, but even the purpose behind making this movie. Mac Daddy, can you explain to us the purpose behind doing a movie? Why did we do a movie?
Well, partly because we had the chance to. The Vertical Freedom thing was going to premiere. Our CEO somehow wangled us a slot right in front of that. So hats off to him for that move, because that was a really impactful way to roll out the change from Enertech Holdings to Ontivity.
Now, Ethan, you're asked to help us pace this film to a younger age demographic. I'm a grandpa, so you don't want to have it impact me as much as you do people who could share and participate in our industry. What does that look like when you increase the pace of a film?
Well, it looks like a lot of different things. I really hope that our film was able to cross a lot of demographics, but really increasing the pace of the film was something that I was asked to do, and I think we really did accomplish. It is something that kind of gave a vitality to the film, where you could keep people's attention, and then also just really focusing on authenticity and just a little bit of experimentation, something unique that sort of catches people's attention and make them say, well, that's a little bit out of place.
Because the pictures and the videos in there went pop, 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 pop. We didn't leave any grass growing under our feet, man. You really added pace to this film. Tell me what it looks like when you add pace to a film.
It's a lot of editing and a lot of footage, really, because you need the variety. You don't want them to be seeing the same thing multiple times. Really, it's a lot of focus on hitting those beats in the music and knowing when to slow down and also when to speed up.
That's awesome, man. Monica, you're kind of one of our expert gurus. That's why we call you Crusher. You are the one who walks in and says, here's how you talk to our people. And when you talk to our people, Crusher, why do you want to do it in a movie or a video? Why is this such an important, powerful messaging vehicle for us at Ontivity and our 5 family companies?
And honestly, video is such a powerful media source anyway, because we connect with it in such a way, not only, through audio, but through visual as well. And this particular video was really powerful for us because it is a representation of who we truly are and our culture. And I think the coolest thing is how it came about was we didn't script this, we didn't draft this and put it out there as our story. We just went out and asked our people, our great people, hey, why do you love doing what you do? What is it that you love about it? Why do you get up every day and go do this awesome job that we all have, right? And top down across all entities, across all our partner companies, we just asked our good people who we are, and they told our story for us.
Yeah. Now, some of the visual imagery that we got there was just so spectacular, and tower technicians, tower hands can relate to that because they live it every day. Scott, you directed the visual imaging for this project, and there are some challenges doing that. What were the challenges? I mean...
Well, there was some begging involved. We wanted to get as much new stuff as we could. I got a ton of footage from the last few years, but we wanted to try and, not do stuff we'd done before. So that meant trying to get new stuff and trying to get it from across the enterprise and balance not only the representation of the different companies, but also try and show the different tasks, small cell and towers. And so trying to get all that put together meant lots of, please send us more stuff. And they did.
So, one of the really special things about this video is that it was not only produced by us, but the actors were our people. They were our field folks. The voices were our people. The sites were our job sites. Even the drone footage came from our folks. How do you pull all this kind of stuff together, and how do you make it happen all internally, Scott?
Well, fortunately, we have wonderful people that work for us, but there was a lot of stuff, with either Dropbox or iCloud or all kinds of electronic stuff, because video files, as you probably know, are the biggest of all. And so, like when Ethan and I were tag teaming on the edits, we both had to have the exact same collection of footage at our disposal. And so that was, 400 gigabytes or something that we were sharing. So just collecting all that physically was a fun challenge.
And we were not just collecting all this data from 5 different entities, 5 different family member companies. We were collecting it from 4 different time zones. I don't know how many microclimates, 20 offices, and we got everything from snowcats to cactuses and everything in between. And it was pretty cool. When we went to add voice to it, we first thought, hey, better go get a professional. And so we tried to use a voice actor on some of this. And Hankster, how'd that work out?
Well, there's a lot of good talent out there as far as voice acting. And really, when it came down to it, we really wanted to remain authentic and make this about our people and put them on display in this video. And so really, nothing really beat just hearing the voices of our own people.
And that's where the whole title, In Our Own Words, came up, because it was our people. They are the experts in wireless. They were telling our story to our industry, and it was pretty epic. Mo, you're kind of like widely known in our industry for herding cats. And what were some of the organizational things that you had to overcome in herding all of us cats?
There were a lot of moving pieces, and I think time by far was one of the most critical factors in all of that. I've been through a rebrand process with a couple different companies in my lifetime, and normally you have quite a bit of a timeline, like an 18-month process to go through that. And we said, nah, 18 months. Nah, we'll do it in 6. And oh, by the way, we're going to make this awesome movie, and we'll premiere it at one of the biggest stages we can find. So, time was a big one on this one, and, everybody came together, worked together, the branding team, our media team, and all of our employees to really make it happen.
And this movie was such a big part of it. Ethan, is this the first time that you've ever been like watching the people as they respond to your work in a large venue like this where you had 1,200 plus people?
Probably not the first, but it definitely in that context where it was actually a premiere for a film. That was definitely a very interesting experience. And in a way, it was really humbling because most of my work is very, very personal. Like I really put a lot into it to make it personal, make it about people. I always have a little bit of a moment of like, I'm terrified to see what people's reaction actually is going to be.
You weren't the only one who was terrified. I felt the blood pressure go up as this room started to darken, and even the folks at the tables next to us, our family members were I could hear their hearts thumping through their chest, or maybe it was just mine, but we had folks back at every shop also the next morning watching this and enjoying our effort while they're having breakfast. And so, Mo, what was the feeling that you got? What was the response from each of our shop and office locations?
Sitting in that room watching the movie with 1,200 peers, right? That was pressure. But really, I think more importantly for all of us was the reviews and the feedback from our employees at all of our locations and just what this movie represents for them. And so by far, it's been an outstanding response. I think great feedback, and everyone really enjoyed the movie. And I know our team really hopes that each of our employees sees that as tribute to the great work that we do every single day.
As we go through this on the tail end of it, Scott, as you look around, what is the most satisfying part of this movie project for you?
I would say getting to collaborate with Ethan, because he is a rock star. I kind of pulled some stuff together, and he's the guy who made it cool.
This is a grand and glorious adventure that we've been on. We relaunched a company, basically a wardrobe change in 24 hours. We launched our own movie. We rebranded. What went in is not what came out of that show. So can you think of anything we're going to do to top this one?
We are not rebranding again, though, I can tell you that. But no, honestly, I think the coolest thing about what's next is we get to continue to tell this story, for our family of companies and, just keep making really cool, epically awesome movies that tell this story.
And the great news is that we have a wonderful story to tell. The way our companies do business, such high integrity, that really makes it something good to talk about.
And who knows, next time maybe we'll be the feature film, following the little film before.
Hey, there you go. One of the things that really comes out of this is this really put us up in front of our peers. And anytime you get up in front of your peers, and it just makes your heart swell with pride when you knock it out of the park. And let me tell you, the three of you really took this idea, took this concept, and just knocked the cover off the ball. It was incredible. Thanks to all of you for helping us brand this entity, these companies, for helping us recruit and retain our folks. It's really important. We feel really proud of where we work. What you did is you put imagery on what we do, and that makes us proud of the entire family of companies. So anyway, thanks for helping us do all of those things together. You made us feel like a proud papa of a family of companies. I'm grateful to you all for stopping by on radio today, and really appreciate you carving out some time to educate us on the finer aspects of helping us craft and create our brand. So until next Thursday, let's all choose safety today. This is Jim, and I am out.
Thanks for tuning in to OnRadio. Border to border, we are delivering astounding quality every day, indicating why we truly are better together.